guys, what's up? So today I'm out on my porch and I'm trying to not be distracted by all of the loud cars that are going by. So I live near a really big road and they're really loud, a lot of trucks and stuff. Anyway, all that to say, if you hear some cars going by like that, that is the reason. Today I wanted to tell you some of my most embarrassing stories because you guys asked and I didn't get to answer them on the 50 questions video. So my first embarrassing story, I think I was probably about 14 or 15. I was in my theater group class and we're all in this big gym on the floor and the director's talking and she's talking about how they were gonna move rehearsal from being on this certain Friday to a different Friday because of Thanksgiving and they couldn't move something. And for some reason, I thought she was talking about moving Thanksgiving. And so, of course, you know, being me, I couldn't just keep that in. And so I was like, wait, they're moving Thanksgiving? And my friend Bella looks at me and she's like, yes, Bailey, they're moving Thanksgiving this year. And I was like, wait, really? By that time, half the class was staring at me like, did you actually just ask that question? That was one of my blonder moments. Embarrassing story number 2. So I was at this dinner party one time and I was talking to this guy that I thought was pretty cute and I had this little plate of like crackers and cheese and whatnot. I'm trying to be invested in his story, you know, so I'm looking at him and eating my food. I pick up this cracker and I put it in my mouth and for some reason, instead of going in like a normal cracker, it got lodged like vertically in my mouth. So he's telling the story and I'm like, oh, this is cracker. We're not talking like a little, no, this is like a Ritz cracker, like a this big. Just right there in my mouth and it's stuck and he's talking and then he looks at me and he's kind of like, oh, like I can't help you but that looks painful. So I end up taking my finger and like tapping the cracker to like break it in half in my mouth until the cracker like collapsed. It was absolutely mortifying. Embarrassing story number 3. I'm the oldest of 3 siblings and I had to go to Goodwill to look for a turtleneck for this video I was doing, right? And my siblings love to go into stores with me if I pretend like I'm their mom and they're my kids and we're from like another country and we fool people into thinking that we're from other countries. We were going into Goodwill and my sister's like, okay, so we're from Scotland. And I'm like, okay, whatever. So I'm looking in the turtleneck section, right? This lady walks past me and I'm like, oh, pardon me, whatever. I'm asking to go past her. She flips around and looks at me and she says, where are you from? Just really piercing, you know, into my soul. And it was in that moment, you know, one of those life and death kind of choices. Do I say I'm actually from Tennessee and I was just pretending to have an accent, or do you say I'm from Scotland? Because it could go either way. And being an actress, I wasn't about to let this opportunity pass me up. So, that being said, I responded with, I'm from Scotland. Friends, if you ever have to debate whether or not you should do something, you probably shouldn't do it, you know, just rule of thumb for future. And her face lit up. And then, to my utter dismay and shock, she says, you've got to be joking. I'm from Wales. And then, so I was really loud, she says, my sister from across the pond. And then proceeds to bear hug me in the middle of Goodwill. The people around are like, oh my gosh, like a reunion, you know, like, oh, it's so sweet. Meanwhile, my face is so red, I can feel myself starting to sweat because I am absolutely mortified that this poor woman has caught me in this vile lie to her face, and I couldn't get out of it at this point. At this point, it was like, just kidding, I'm actually from Tennessee. No. That maybe would have been an option a couple minutes ago, but that didn't happen, so I wasn't going to be able to revert to that now. So this poor woman pulls away from her embrace and asks me what part of Scotland I'm from. And I'm trying to go through my geography in my head. I'm like, where's a place in Scotland? I'm like, I'm from Edinburgh. She's like, oh, I love it there. And I'm like, aye, it's a fine place. In that moment, what do? And there's this crowd of people watching, and my mom is a couple aisles down from me, just looking at me like, oh, Bailey, oh, sweetheart. So we start talking about Scotland a little bit, and I just could not bring myself to tell her the truth after all this time. And I told her that I was here in Tennessee on holiday. I know. It was so embarrassing. Don't lie to people, especially strangers, especially that you might be from another country, especially that they might be from the country next door to the country that you're saying you're from. That is not fun. Learn from my experience. She probably still tells that story, like the reunion of these two people from like across the pond, you know. I don't know. Anyway, I'm sure I have so many more embarrassing stories, but there's a couple to get you going. And to make me feel better about my embarrassing stories, would you please comment an embarrassing story of your own down in the comment section? I read all the comments, so I will definitely read your story. I would love to see it. And yeah, I hope this made you laugh, and hope it kind of lightened up your day a little bit. And I'll see you guys next week. All right, bye!